Any organization, anything you're a part of is really about the people that's in it. And you can create a school culture that is whatever you want it based on the people and the way they interact. And that phrase, not my school, I know you heard it more than one time in your school career, but it really was. I mean, that's what it was. You could make Eastern High School, Meigs High School, Southern High School, any school you want. The students can make it what they want. And I believe that yet today. I believe that you walk into any building and you get a young group of adults, which, kind of what I hoped everybody grew up to be, and ingrain that culture and that mindset in there. And I think they'll rise to whatever your expectations are. I was only influenced on you because someone else was an influence on me. And all I'm doing is using the pay it forward philosophy. You just seem to not be in the right direction. And I'd been there myself from time to time, and I'd experienced other students like that who just needed either a little tough love for that minute, or just someone to say, that they cared, basically without saying it. And I did see some things in you that I thought that if I said something positive to you, might turn you in the right direction. I mean, that is what it's really all about. And interestingly, and I think you'd like this, on our wall in our office now, in our office building where we are now, we have this poster up, and it says, "Every child is one caring adult away from a success story." And I put that thing up probably about 4 years ago, and I walk by it every day, and it kind of grounds me back to why I got into education. And I look at, and I think in my mind of all of the successful kids, and I call them kids, I realize most of them are grown now because I've been out long enough, but doctors, lawyers, professionals, parents, I mean, I can go down, I can tell you every working class, I have somebody who'll fit into it, or successful parents, and it's really neat because I can go anywhere, and get students come up to me, former students come up to me and want to share their story. That's the most promising, most rewarding thing you ever get. Part of my motivation for being successful is, and I don't care to share this, is that the stigma of where I grew up. Everybody thought Rutland was this, I don't know, some place where maybe bad people come from, or people maybe not of any substance came from. Today, I measure my success, again, by the number of students I think I've had an influence over. I measure my success by the adults that I get to work with now and watch them grow and develop into leaders or educational professionals. But everything that I have done in my life has been about a relationship. You develop a relationship with the student, you can get the student influenced and going in the right direction, or you can get a student who you can't make that connection with, and you'll just never ever have that relationship. Well, what I would tell you is this: there are certain fundamental things in your life that you're going to go through, and I think that you have to understand that there are going to be a significant number of changes in your life. You're going to believe that you want to be whatever it is you want to be now. And at some point in time up the line, that's going to change. Whether that be circumstance or purposeful, or just a change in an interest that you have. And I think that you have to be very adept and adaptable into your environment and your interest, and allow that to naturally occur. As long as you have a clearer understanding and a grounding of where you are, where you come from, and what you think you want to be at the time, it's okay to not know what you want to be. Everyone's success factor is different, and they'll gauge themselves differently. But allow yourself to be successful, and allow yourself to celebrate success. And I think it all comes back to, and what I hope that my nieces, for example, gravitate to, is that all of our family has grown and provided them the support they needed to be successful. And what I expect of them is that they do the same thing for their family and their extended family. and it perpetuates, and they allow that to grow outside of where they are. I talk to people about life as a set of guardrails. There's definitive right and a definitive left, and sometimes you have to stay within those guardrails, but sometimes it's okay to kind of roll over the side and get outside of your comfort zone, because you never know until you get out of that guardrail that it's okay. There might be something else out there for you. What I hope for anybody is that they just continue to focus and put their head down and go to work every day, do the hard work, and be motivated, and don't give up. I think that's one of the things that troubles me with some of the folks in our area, is they become complacent and accepting of the way it is, instead of challenging themselves for the way it could be. And that's a troubling part of growing up here. I see so many either people that I went to school with or grew up around, or students that I've been involved in their lives, and they've just accepted a place rather than challenging to be better. And I guess I hope that we can all be a positive influence in making kids or young people understand that it's okay to be successful. It's okay to fail once in a while, but to grow from that failure. And because every failure you have, you're going to grow from something. And I hope that we can, and I shared this earlier, is I hope that those of us who have had the opportunity and the privilege to be able to do some things can share it and have a positive influence on the lives of others.
The influence that you've had in my life and other people's lives exponentially grows outwards, and I just hope that, and again, I hope this doesn't sound too cheesy, but I hope that my life can be as influential as yours was in mine. And I hope that myself and the others like me can continue the legacy that you have started in us and continue to make a difference. So thank you personally, and also thank you for coming in tonight.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity. And again, all the sentiments you shared about me are the same sentiments I have of others. I had the same influencers, I had the same mentors. The names have changed, but again, it's the same thing. It's people who had that positive influence on me that made me who I am. I'm not self-made. I'm a collage of lots of people, whether it's adults or kids. And that's really, at the end of the day, you asked me about success. My success would be measured by the collage of what I'm made up of. If I have enough people in that collage that have been successful, I'm good with that. And if I don't, at the end of the day, I'm really okay with that too. Because I know there are enough of them out there that I can rest assured that they're going to make a positive influence on life. So that's the great part for me. But at the end of the day, I think it's that old saying: if you died today, would you be happy with what you've done? I could walk out of this building and kill over in the street, and I've been pleased with where I've been.